City Commission putting the brakes on a parking rule update. Troy, do you have any insights on this at all?
They've been battling back and forth, and there is some misinformation out there because one of the sticking points has something to do with off-street parking, and some of the people in the North City I don't think are real happy with the off-street parking, but it works in our neighborhood where we have reserved parking for the people in the neighborhood, and we have to have a sticker.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are kind of pushing back, but I'm telling you, it worked in our neighborhood. It helped us, save our spaces on our street. So I think that was part of the pushback, but I didn't see last night's meeting to find out if there was something new to it.
So apparently they were aiming to reduce the number of required parking spaces for new businesses. They say that would have been a major change to the parking code. First major change since 1988.
Yeah.
We're quick to change stuff, especially when it comes to parking. Huh?
But we still have the bikini ordinance. That's what I'm still that's what I'm questioning here.
That's a county one, but
obsessed with the bikini.
But I can tell you, the ordinance definitely needs to be revamped. Like you said, it's almost.
I'm sure
it's almost 40 years old. It's 36 years old, and Uber didn't exist in '88.
That's true.
And everybody drove their own car, and people are. I believe that we have evolved where less people are driving intoxicated.
No, I hope so.
I mean, from 1988.
Yeah.
So they're being more responsible, getting dropped off and doing ride shares and stuff like that. That didn't. I can tell you right now, I was in college in '88. I didn't know that existed.
Mm-hmm.
But even with like our hotels, the requirements for parking for our hotels is so over exaggerated. Because so many people are Ubering, they're not renting cars like they did when they went on vacation. I can't remember the last time I rented a car.
That's true. Me either. I was always. Now I'm an Uber person. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I really don't know the last time I rented a car. So it's probably been 10 years.
Yeah. I like renting a car when I go on vacation.
Do you?
I like to be in control of where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I might rent a car for a day, but I used to rent it for the entire vacation.
Yeah.
But it's not one of the boxes I check on Expedia or whatever.
Yeah. Right. The add-ons. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But and like hotels, it's the numbers that they have, and this will actually help get it more in balance. In restaurants, it'll help get it more in balance. People think we need more parking than what we do for these businesses, but downtown, everyone complains about the parking, but they keep going there, and they find a spot every time. So.
No, I mean, hey, man, there's plenty of times where I go downtown, I make a few circles around that square, and I'm like, you know what? I can't find parking. I'm not doing this, even if it's something I want to go to.
Because you're too cheap to pay for it.
No, it's not because I'm too cheap to pay for it. It's because it's frustrating and impossible to find parking.
Would you do the shuttle system?
The shuttle system, no.
Okay.
I have no interest in
shutting down.
I just don't. I don't want to get on a shuttle bus. I don't know. Call me hoity-toity with a pinky up.
No, please. There's the least of what I would call you. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, now I kind of feel bad.
No one's ever said that ever. I don't know where you got that from.
Fair.
Well, when you lived in D.C., how did you
dress like you, Troy? I'm sorry.
When you lived in D.C., how did you commute to work?
Cabs.
Oh, you did cabs.
I mean, that was in 2014 when Uber was just kind of starting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
Did you ever do Metro or anything like that?
I did. I could never figure out Metro. I just threw like $10 in there and just went where I needed to go. I never knew how to like pay per trip or whatever.
I think I'm doing it right, but I don't know.
I'm just like, I'll put in enough money to where I know I'm covered and then let it spit me out something to where I can walk through the gate.
Yeah. Try being dyslexic and you miss about every fourth word.
Yeah, it's not easy. Oh, I was supposed to get off there. Pentagon City.
I watch the person in front of me do it and then try and replicate that.
You're a mime, a social mime.
They say that the proposed ordinance aimed to promote walking, biking, and ride sharing while preserving historic structures by reducing the need for parking lots. I just think there's always going to be a need for parking lots in downtown St. Augustine. I mean, I'm not the only person who just goes down there and gets frustrated and leaves. I can't be.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people just don't go down there because they don't want to battle the parking. I mean, that's just a fact. You talk to a lot of people who will tell you that.
Do you ever do the parking structure?
Sometimes if I'm doing something at Francis Field or something is very close to the parking structure.
Do you have a Park Now card?
Right.
No. It makes a huge difference.
Good Lord, does it make a difference?
It doesn't make a difference in finding the parking, though. That's the thing. It makes a difference in paying, obviously.
Yeah.
The finding the parking is the tough part for me. So let's see. The measure also included exemptions for busy areas like San Marco Avenue until adequate alternative parking options are available. But for now, the city will continue to seek solutions to the parking problem.
Yeah,
keeping a vision of less congested streets in mind.
This is something. Yeah, definitely is something.
Yeah. And, we do have a little bit better of an Uber presence here than we did a few years ago, but it's still not strong. I wouldn't call our Uber presence here in St. Augustine, especially in downtown, strong.
Do you ever use Lyft, the Lyft or whatever it's
Nobody
called?
uses Lyft.
Nobody uses Lyft. Yeah.
No. Lyft is like the Kmart.
Uber,
is it?
That just kind of feels like it,
Excuse
doesn't it?
me.
I mean, you got Target.
Yeah.
That's probably Uber.
Yeah.
Lyft, maybe it's Walmart.
I think it kind of goes town by town, but Uber is during concert nights and stuff like that. A lot of those drivers come down from Jacksonville because they know there's a concert. So
right.
Sure.
More at that time. And Blake just mentioned the Park Now card's dead, but they still have the app.
They have the program for it, yeah.
And you can still use your Park Now card. It still is.
Yeah, I still have mine. I still have a couple of bucks on it left.
Yeah. That's right. Okay, so we're always going to be working on solutions to parking. I mean, it's always going to be a problem. I mean, no matter what, it's, we talk about it all the time, but there are barriers to things like widening roads and making, it's just, there's not a whole lot of flexibility in downtown St. Augustine to make things happen. So it's about getting creative.
Yeah. I think, and with the city, I mean, I think this is like the third meeting they've had, and they've had to table it, and they've done this. I think they really need to get a handle on what's out there publicly, maybe come on the show or something like that and talk about exactly what's in this ordinance to help them out. And if it makes sense to our audience, then they might be able to gain a little support. But I don't think they put the PR behind it, and I think that's part of the reason why they're struggling with it.
Well, the city of St. Augustine's PR is, hey, let's send a mass email.
Yeah, and sometimes that goes into spam. I don't get it.
Well, let's talk about it on the commission meetings that nobody watches.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, it is tough as the city of St. Augustine to get word.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah. No,
but anybody's welcome to come on the show for sure.
And
always.
Yeah.
Any government agency, it's a challenge. I mean, the sheriff comes in on a regular basis, and I think that helps his organization. I think you guys had Joy in on the day I was out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a nice chat. Yeah.
So I think all of those things happening help.
She said a lot of nice things about you.
Oh, she's a nice person.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
All right, FWC is investigating after shearwater birds have been found dead in Northeast Florida.